Welcome to Dog Explaining, where we break down what your dog's really trying to tell you. I'm Dana, a canine coach and holistic wellness specialist, focused on nutrition, energy work, and essential oils. I'm on a mission for your dog to eat better, feel better, and live longer.
And I'm Angela. I'm your 456 wellness and behavior coach, focusing on helping you understand the connection between 4 balls, 5 elements, and 6 fun tricks.
We're here to help you connect the dots, behavior, food, health, and everything in between, with honest conversation and straight talking diet.
If you're ready to get past the noise and actually understand what your dog needs you to know, you're in. And Angela.
And we are here to talk to you about dog splaining and things your dog would like to tell you and for you to know. I am a canine nutritionist who specializes in all things natural wellness, essential oils, herbs, homeopathy, a little bit of Chinese medicine, and all the emotional relationships that come with all of this stuff. And Miss Angela is...
I'm just a learning junkie.
Oh,
I don't have any of the initials. I just learn everything and know stuff.
Well, that's okay. So anyway, today we're going to be talking about pet parents who are trying to move maybe from the traditional methodologies that we've learned, especially those who are of a certain age, shall we say, and the only thing we've ever known is traditional veterinary medicine. But now people are being a little more open to understanding more about this holistic and integrative space. And it can feel uncomfortable, it can feel overwhelming, a little bit scary, confusing, all of the things. So we want to try and help you feel better about those steps that you're taking.
Yes. Get the myths out of your head, because unlike 20 years ago when there wasn't research to support any of this, there's research now to
Exactly.
back up these alternative medicines and things that we can use for our pets.
Exactly. And one of the reasons that there's not a ton of research on some things is I remember Dr. Nancy Brandt, when I was taking my aromatherapy certification, she wanted to do some testing with essential oils. But there is, depending on what you're testing for, there's a requirement to push the limits of something they call LD50, which is a lethal dose of whatever you're testing, and the point at which 50% of your population being studied dies.
Well, essential oils aren't going to kill you.
Understand? So, but she was never going to do anything that contributed to a single death, right? That was not ever the goal. But when we think about some of these drugs and other things, there's things happening where they are pushing the envelope to see at what point you reach that threshold.
Wow. Did not know that.
Yeah, LD50, look it up. And, you know, so even when we hear folks like Angelina, is it Angelina or Angela? Anyway, Ardolino, I always blend her first and last name together, but she talks about like CBD dosing, and there really is no upper limit. They have pushed, and they've never reached a point in which any animal died. Not her, but the testing in general across the world, so to speak. So there is no upper limit there.
Well,
even though
AFCO doesn't do anything for animals as far as upper limits.
What's that?
AFCO doesn't require upper limits even for pet foods and stuff.
They require minimums, and they're not even healthy minimums.
Right. And they're based on 20 years ago formulations of pet food, not today's formulation of pet foods.
Right. So, yeah. So, but let's put our pet parent hats on and talk about, in addition to these types of things, what are some of the things that they may be struggling with? So what have you seen?
Well, the number one thing is everybody wants instant results.
Right.
Don't we all? And now with all the technology online, you just go out there and Google something and they tell you exactly what to do and how to do it. And it just doesn't work like that with any type of medicine, really, but especially when we're talking about things like acupuncture and essential oils and herbs. Like it's something that you have to introduce to the body and let the body decide what to do with it before you know if it's gonna work for your pet and for what you're treating.
Yeah. There are two paths that my brain went on when you said the instant result. One is what we have traditionally seen in the medical field, and that is some drug that is prescribed that immediately suppresses the symptoms.
Mm-hmm.
So that's instant gratification,
Right.
right? My dog is itchy. I gave him this drug. It stopped. That's not necessarily what happens in the holistic space because we're looking a little bit deeper into the gut health, the emotional piece of it. Supplements take longer to work. One of my mentors over the years has always said healing, actual healing happens in layers, in reverse order of how we saw the symptoms,
Mm-hmm. From the
right?
inside out.
Right. So we can start working on something and a new symptom pop up. And that's where pet parents get really scared. It's like, oh crap, what did you just do to my dog? When really what we're doing is peeling back the layers and getting to a deeper root cause for resolution.
Yeah. Finding underlying issues that were unknown, but mistakenly certain people will say, oh, well, the essential oil caused that. But
Right.
really, no, the essential oil helped us discover another underlying issue.
Right. Yeah. So we don't necessarily get instant gratification. Sometimes we do. Sometimes it feels like magic, but
I
more
had
often
that
than not,
experience today.
well, yeah. Um, and things like the essential oil digest for digestive upset. I've seen that make me feel better. I know you
Mhm.
rub it on your belly or you take some of it in a gel cap and you're like fixed.
Yep.
But those are not those deep rooted issues. That's I ate too much crap or drank too much.
That's taking care of the symptoms and not treating the issue.
Exactly. But when we have these chronic issues, it's going to be a bit deeper than that. And there's an emotional root to it that honestly, over the last couple of years, I have come to understand better than ever before
Mm-hmm.
with some stressors and personal matters that really not only affected my heart and my emotions, but then started to take a toll on my health. So the same thing happens to our dogs.
Yeah. Whether you're into all of the woo-woo stuff or not, like you have to manifest well-being if that's what your goal is.
Yeah, and you have to believe it's possible. And so I think that's part of what we're talking about too is when people are making this change, they're nervous, skeptical, resistant, right? And all of those things can be inhibiting to getting to the point of actually seeing improvement and resolution.
Yeah. And
So
the
what did you?
solution to that is don't wait until there is an acute issue. Start doing things with your pets early.
Yeah. So what did you see today?
Oh, well, um, Gouda has all kinds of stuff happening right now. She's been incontinent for like 2 weeks now. Her appetite is all over the charts. So just lots of different things happening. And today was her scheduled chiropractic adjustment and acupuncture that she gets every 2 weeks.
And to
And so
set the stage, Gouda's 15.
15 and a half
right? So Gouda's a senior, a
with
pit bull, 15 and a half, which is
15 and a
amazing in
half.
and of itself. And you're almost 2 years into advanced kidney disease.
Exactly.
So go
Yes.
ahead.
Um, yeah, so she's on the bail getting her adjustment first, and I'm holding her head so she'll like sit still or whatever. And last December 24, we found a lump on her neck, and the test did a biopsy. It came back as positive for mast cells. But the bump has come and gone over the years many times. And I told them, like, every time it comes up, I put some essential oils on it and poof, it goes away. But this one time it happened to she scratched it and it got infected. So then we all made a big deal about it. But so today, and it hasn't popped up probably in at least a year. But today she was getting her adjustment and I was holding her neck and I'm like, oh crap, it's back.
Mm-hmm.
And thankfully I'm with my doctor who was our doctor when all of this happened before. We're like, okay, well, there's a lot happening. We already know her body's in chaos right now with all these little things, and the seasons are changing, and that's always been hard for her, spring and fall. And so I'm pretty sure she got a couple extra acupuncture points in there to deal with that. She got some B12 injections. I came home about an hour after I got home. I went to grab the essential oils and to rub down on her, and it's gone. Not completely, but it went from like the size of a large grape to like an itty bitty raisin now. And I didn't do anything. She just had her procedures earlier today at like 12, and by 2 o'clock,
That's
it's
amazing.
it's incredible.
That's amazing.
And I don't know exactly what we did that worked, but something worked.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
I don't care
And
exactly
we
what
don't
it
care
was.
what worked, but just that it did. Yeah, that's awesome.
Just have to believe. I'm actually waiting on my doctor to I asked her what points did she hit today because I'm curious to see what points she hit and what might have been affected directly.
Yeah, I'm curious too, because my first thought was what's happening in those lymph nodes
Hmm.
and the possibility, and I have no idea if I'm right or not. I want to know from Dr. Rubendahl, but is there a possibility that somehow what she did helped clear the drainage in that area?
Yeah. Yeah, because I mean we know that mast cells is basically a production of histamine like
Right.
takes over and
Overload. Hmm.
creates this, this mass or whatever. And with the seasonal allergens and stuff hitting the ground, which I don't know about you, but they hit the ground here this week hard.
Yeah, I pulled up at Starbucks this afternoon. Their little drive-through window and the ledge that's there, yellow,
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
completely covered in pollen.
I'm not ready for it, but it's here.
No, no, no.
I just dropped a couple $100 getting my truck detailed, and the next day I come outside and it's yellow, and I'm like, well, there we go.
Yep. Hmm.
I'll just keep it dirty until the fall.
Yeah. So yeah, that's awesome. I'm happy to hear that result for her. Um, I have a new client who has a dog with a very unusual issue, and there is no known diagnosis right now. Everybody's sort of guessing, but there's a possibility that there's something neurological happening.
Hmm.
The dog just sort of stalls and vibrates a little. It's not a full-on seizure, but just sort of stalls out and drops her head and kind of is not present for a few seconds, if that
Oh
makes sense.
wow.
Almost like a
Any like limbic issues or anything, or just that like mental break?
what do you mean limbic?
Like going weak in the legs or anything like
No, because
that?
she's sitting down when she does it.
Okay.
Um, and so we had a troubleshooting call yesterday. We're starting at ground zero and one item at a time. We've cleared everything but food today, and we're going to see where that happens because the vet's guessing acid reflux now. And anyway, there's nobody really knows. But this owner is feeling very much like a ping pong because
Yeah,
she's talking to the vet who's guessing things. I'm not guessing. I'm taking what the vet is saying as a potential and saying, well, here's what we could do holistically about it.
right.
Um, but that is scaring her, the owner. She's like, I don't know anything about essential oils, and I don't know anything about standard process supplementation, and I don't know anything about how mentally stimulating activities may affect that, or cognitive health and all of that kind of stuff. So she she is emailing and calling and questioning a whole lot, which is okay, right? I mean, I want people to have relationships where they feel comfortable asking those questions, but she is very much in overwhelm right now and trying to decide even what path to be on. And I'm like, you are going to have to decide traditional, holistic, or somewhere in the middle and get on the plan and
Mhm.
let it ride for a period of time, like 4 to 6 weeks before you change it again, unless we see some major positive step forward or something that tells us, no, we need to hit the brakes.
Yeah,
But she's spiraling. And so that is a challenge for you and I as coaches and trainers, when we can't really talk them off the ledge.
yeah. How do you get them to believe?
Right.
When did this issue start? Is it something that
It's
just
not
started?
new. She's had it for a while, and the owner's like, well, maybe that's something. Maybe I really need to look into this further.
I'm glad she took that step.
Yeah,
That tells me that she's realizing like, okay, what we're doing now is not working.
right. Well, and I think it started, I mean, it's been happening for a while. I don't think she really recognized it so much until she hired a trainer because her dog doesn't like riding in the car. And then they were sitting in the living room, and the dog went into one of these sort of episodes, and the trainer's like, what is happening here?
Oh, wow.
Right. And the owner's like, oh, you mean that's something I should pay attention to or be aware of? She has seen it, the owner has seen it before, but never really concerned about it.
Gotcha.
So
It didn't click like, hey, well,
right,
I hope she's journaling.
that's what I told her yesterday. Yep, I'm like, you got to write all of this down. When did it happen? What time of day? What was she doing prior? How was she after? How long did it last? What did she eat that day?
What did she
And so
eat?
on.
Were there any sounds outside during that time?
Right. Yeah. And so, this is a dog that's 10 years old, did not have a good start as a rescue animal,
Mm,
um, probably overloaded with toxins.
yeah.
And, because people tell me proudly, God bless them, and I love my clients, don't misunderstand what I'm about to say here. But they are proud when they say, my dog is up to date on all its
I know.
needs. And my dog is current on flea and tick and heartworm, and we do it all on schedule religiously. I'm like, stop.
They are proud, aren't they?
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't get me started on that. Not today. Not after this week.
Oh, I know, because I could tell you some things about Harvester, and we'll do an update on him in a future discussion. So,
Yeah.
what
Usually
was it
my
like for you when you made the transition? How did you feel? Or were you like, you've seen the magic, or you've heard somebody talking about it, and you're like, I got to go down that path? How was your start?
well, whether it's good or bad, I can't tell you that. But one of my personality traits is I'll try everything once. So I basically one day, and I would presume it was probably as a result of knowing you and having you in my circle, I said, you know what? Like, let's try it. Well,
Mm-hmm.
that is exactly how it happened because it started with um Gouda's allergies. Oh, I can't think of a better word for it right now. I know.
Right. Intolerances.
Yeah. Um, Yeah, so that's what started it. But I'd always had mutt dogs, and my mutt dogs never seemed to have any health issues.
Mm-hmm.
And then, I get my little white overbred pit bull, and her body's like, "Hey, let's have fun." So yeah, that's where it started. And you said change the food, so I changed the food, and then that worked until it didn't. And then you said, "Well, let's try this too." So
Yeah.
I just trusted that you knew what you were talking about.
And you went all in. You went all in. Yeah.
Yep. And I didn't like, and that was with still seeing a traditional vet.
Oh, yeah.
I had a traditional veterinarian,
Well,
but
holistic vets are hard to find.
they are very hard to find. When you find a good one, don't let them go. Um, Yeah, so I was still like stuck in that middle part of like someone over here is telling me to do this and I'm trying to do this and they're like, "Well, that's not going to work." And I'm like, "Well, you haven't given it a chance yet."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it just kind of built from there. And then once I finally did find a holistic vet, then we started being able to do all of the other things like the medicinal herbs and chiropractor and acupuncture. And my world's been turned upside down since then. Like,
Yeah.
I'm a believer,
Me
but
too.
you know,
Yeah. And so, I mean, I started out outside of the medical space. My first action was as a trainer. I had a dog, a couple of dogs, right? I was tired of seeing my dogs training clients with aggression and anxiety and all these deep rooted emotional issues, trauma, because I was involved in rescue from different places. And like, how did we get here? Right? There has to be something. And then I'm also seeing dogs that would come for training as a 6-month-old puppy, and by the age of 2, they're dead.
yeah,
That's heartbreaking. And you know that from your rescue work and losing those animals, even though they're only with us for a minute, you know? Um, you get attached and you get emotional. And I started looking for answers when I had a couple of behavioral cases that I could not break through. I could not get on the other side of those anxiety and trauma issues. I had a dog that used to scream. I mean, it wasn't barking, whining, stressor type sounds. She was terrified. She
wow,
screamed. And I started looking into essential oils, and it took a while, but magic happened. She stopped, and the layers started peeling away. Um, so again, essential oils are not sprinkle some pixie dust and it's going to be automatic. I have seen that happen in few cases, but most of them are layered. Most of them are
right,
deep.
yeah,
And so once I saw the essential oils start working for the emotional side, I started learning more. And then I got into the understanding of toxins.
mm-hmm,
And I went in my kitchen one day and cleared out all of the things under the sink because none of it was healthy for anybody. And I remember the girl who worked for me said, "Can I have it?" And I'm like, "You can, but it's toxic." You know, do you really want it? That's why I'm getting rid of it.
you can have it, but please don't use it.
Exactly. But she wasn't in the right mindset yet. But I mean, I struggle today with some clients when I say, even with as simple as an allergy, get rid of the plug-ins, get rid of the candles, get rid of the laundry soap, and so on. I
Hmm.
was a Scentsy junkie. Since I stopped, since I changed the toxin level in my home, I have not had a headache since, ever.
Yeah, I can't do anything perfumed like that. I am
No, me
immediately
either.
like,
And I can walk into somebody's house that has plug-ins or candles and things burning and instantly get
yeah.
a headache.
I can't
Instantly.
even walk into like a shopping, like a store, whatever, like
Oh, God
Kohl's.
forbid you go in a Bed Bath and
I
Beyond.
can't go anywhere
No,
near
me
those
either.
places. I'm like
Me
violently
either.
ill when I leave.
So that was an easy change. Go toxin free for the cleaning products and the things that
Yeah.
make your house smell good.
Yep.
There's
And
no
start
harm there,
learning.
no real risk. And the result that I saw of no longer having headaches and then getting one if I went into a home that had those things, I'm like, all right, there's something here. The next thing that I changed was flea and tick. I thought, what's the worst that can happen if I stop using the collars or the drops or the orals, right? What's the worst that can happen? That we would have a flea infestation or I would see some ticks. The only tick I've seen since 2012 is on me. Seriously, the only one. And that was when I lived in the heavily wooded area and we walked way out in the woods all the time.
Oh, yeah.
But I thought, okay, the worst that could happen is I would give them a bath. I would go back to those products or put something on like what is it that product would they used to give that would stop them immediately? I want to say
Oh,
Star Mark, but that's not it.
Capstar.
Capstar. So we would do that and we would go back to the traditional meds if it never did. Hadn't happened.
Never had to take that route.
Never had to do it. Now, I know some people, and this is part of the resistance. They're like, I tried, it didn't work. And so I'm like, what are you feeding? And then that's when their little brain explodes and they're like, that has nothing to do with it. I'm like,
Yeah.
that's the foundation of it all, right?
That probably is the biggest pill to swallow though for doing anything outside of traditional modern medicine is understanding what controls our body. The gut is our second brain,
For
but
everything,
nobody tells you that.
right? So there's resistance when you start talking about food relative to fleas and ticks. There's resistance when you say treat the yard. And they'll look at like, well, we go hiking every day. And I'm like, well, then spritz them every day with your essential oil spray, add garlic
Yeah.
to their food, yada, yada.
Yeah.
And suddenly the resistance shows up and now they're having to do something every day
Mm,
versus the convenience of a once a month pill or a once
right.
a month topical.
Yeah.
So we see
Well,
resistance there too.
well, there's a cost to all of that too. Maybe that's what needs to be talked about more. You can make it easy for yourself now, but how are you going to feel when your dog has the big C at 8 years old?
And many do.
Yep.
Many
Some are,
do.
I'm seeing dogs now that are popping up with the big C and they're only like 5 and 6,
Yeah.
which
And
is
I
just
am
unfair.
terrified of this new 1 year Bravecto. As if the once a month isn't risky enough. Now you're going to give my dog a big enough dose that lasts a whole year
I can't even say that out loud. That's how bad that hurts.
once a year. I mean, yeah, 1 year dosing.
Yeah, there's nothing safe about that.
Because
You want
once
to
you
put
make that,
you want to pump your dog full of something that's going to kill a parasite for 12 months. How can that
how
be
can that
good?
be safe in their body? When we know even the way of those products today are just a neurotoxin floating around in the bloodstream waiting to be bitten by the flea and tick. It doesn't prevent that from happening
Right.
at all. It's not a deterrent. It
We
is
just,
I will kill you when you show up.
yeah, I'm going to maintain myself in your dog's body for 12 months. No,
That
no.
hurts my
No.
brain and my soul on what's happening in the bloodstream and in the liver and in the brain and all of those things. And with Harvey, with his seizures, it's a conversation I have had multiple times, more often than not with the vet tech
Yeah.
than the veterinarian themselves, because they're the ones who's trying to schedule the future. But they're like, your dog's due for all these things. And what do you mean you don't have them on flea and tick prevention? What do you mean you're doing an alternative schedule for heartworm? And I'm like, you can fire me if you want to.
But I'm not changing.
but I'm not changing. And here's why. Let me educate you on a few things.
Yep.
So,
Yeah, there's no doubt in my mind that had I not gone to fresh food 10 years ago and stopped the toxins and been conscious about everything around in and around my dogs, Gouda wouldn't be here right now.
right.
No way.
My dogs would not have lived to over 20 years.
Yeah.
They
There's
wouldn't.
no way her body would be able to fight kidney disease like it has if
Right.
I hadn't started doing those things 10 years ago.
Right. So, to anybody that's riding the fence or questioning it or concerned, the easy changes are food, elimination of toxins.
Mhm.
Even if you don't jump into, let's talk to Dana and Angela about kidney disease or heart health or whatever, those three changes are significant. And I
Yeah.
believe they will contribute to a longer, healthier life. And I think what happens for most people is when they see those things working and build that relationship with you and me and see the things we're talking about or the case studies we bring or the clients we're saying have success,
Yeah.
then they're like, well, what can you do for me now? I
Yeah.
would want people to get really proactive, but that's not always possible. But I also want you reached out, you're curious, you think there's something to it, so trust us just a little bit. I'm not new to this. I was talking to writing up something today, and I'm like, I have been on this path over 15 years. I'm not guessing anymore.
No, you're not.
Right.
I don't think
Um,
you were guessing then either. You're a
well,
very
I'm just saying,
smart, well-educated person.
yeah, when you first start, you're like, But even once in a while, I'm like, even with Harvey, I am experimenting with some stuff, but that's because we're moving to the next layer of resolution.
Yeah.
I haven't fixed him. I think I've improved him. He is doing more dog things than ever. He's drinking from the water bowl now, by the way,
Wow.
right?
No more making soup for dinner, huh?
I mean, I still make soup for dinner, but he's still going and grabbing some water from, I'm like, what is that sound I hear? And it's him, and he's doing it every day now. That
Yeah.
is a huge change.
Wow. And playing and barking.
Mm-hmm. And so, interestingly enough, he is not 100% seizure free. We had an episode last week. I chatted with the vet about some things that we're going to implement. But I said, I had him tested for heavy metals, and here's the report. I showed it to her, took it with me. I'm like, here's the report. And she's like, I really don't think this has anything to do with it. I'm like, how can it
That blows my
not?
mind.
She's like, I don't think the vaccines have heavy metals in them. Well, we know rabies has mercury in it unless you ask for a thimerosal free.
Unless you got this batch of rabies that came out that's nothing but saline too, apparently. Did you hear
Right.
about that?
Well, let's not even talk about the new mRNA. That's another conversation. But I'm like, I believe, because I believe he is over vaccinated, right? I
Yeah.
believe he has heavy metal toxicity. The data from the report that I sent off, his hair mineral tissue analysis report, came back off the charts. There are numbers that the little black line is way past the high limit number, and he's way out there.
Yeah.
One of it, what did I tell you the other day? One of them is 300 times what it's supposed to be.
Yeah, that's you can't you cannot believe that there's no correlation. I'm sorry.
Right. And so we are
What vet school?
repeat.
What vet school did she go to?
No, no. We are repeating the heavy metal detox again. And the truth of the matter is, I have a supplement that I'm using that he will probably never not take now. He'll
Yeah.
use it daily. I had the filtration system in my house tested and had a whole house water system installed. Now, is that why he's drinking water from the bowl now? I don't know.
Mm. Dogs do have that sixth sense. I believe that
Yeah.
100%.
So I don't know. But anyway, it's a process. That's the thing. And we can go back to the very beginning of this conversation. People are looking for immediate results, and they're not. In many cases, they are not. You've been
Right.
working for almost 2 years. I've been working for almost a full year. But that's the process.
I just pulled up your text message. It was his zinc that's 300 times
Yeah.
over the max. That's wow. It's a
And
lot.
so there were many others, and then the ratio, they did a ratio analysis. They're all high. So we're back on heavy metal detox. And the truth is, and I have not had poppy tested recently, but I'm like, if his is high, I believe it's related to his history. But what I saw in my water analysis also says Poppy and I need to do heavy metal detox. So we are. And interestingly enough, it's the same supplement for him as it is for us or me. Not different, just more of
Right.
it for me.
Yep. Because guess what? Whether you believe it or not, if you do a detox, you can't hurt yourself. You can only do good, right?
You could put yourself into a healing crisis, that Herx response where you do too much too fast and your body says, whoa, what the heck? And it shows symptoms that make you look like you don't feel good, or, that kind of thing.
Right.
But I don't think you're going to create a new problem or,
A
take you,
a side effect from the detox.
right. I don't think you're going to take yourself out of the planet from doing it.
You're not going back in the ether today. You can do the
No,
detox.
exactly. You slow it all down a little bit. And that's why God, I'm shifting gears here. I keep pushing my clients to do seasonal liver detox, seasonal heavy metal detox, seasonal parasite detox, and so on. The number of people who actually do it is so low, relatively speaking, to the number of people I interact with on a daily basis.
Right.
It hurts my soul.
And
Like,
that's
why
so
do you not
easy
believe me?
because there's nothing to show results. It's not a result driven process.
Maybe, yeah,
One
that
of
may be
those
true.
things where you have to do it and just believe that it's working because there's no way to know if it's
I mean,
working.
I've seen it. I have seen evidence of like the liver cleanse when I have an aggression case, and at the end of a liver cleanse, their behavior's better,
Oh yeah,
or the
totally.
anxiety's better. There is a result in some cases, but in what we describe as a healthy dog today, there may not be this big stellar thing. I am convinced that what we've done so far with Harvey and seeing him move through he went and laid in the sunshine the other day for the first time in 9 months.
Wow.
Just lounged around. I'm like, who are you doing dog things? I mean, I believe that's all related to this.
Oh, there's no way it's not. I
Yeah.
think your
So
vet knows that too. She just doesn't want to say it.
exactly. So
She
anyway,
doesn't want
I
to say
want
it because
people,
she can't explain it. That's what it
I
is.
want people
We can't explain what's happening, and that's why people are hesitant.
other than giving the body the tools it needs to heal itself.
But people don't look for people don't proactively think about wellness. They wait till their dog is old and sick. We
And
have to
then
find a
they're
way to get to,
reactive to it.
we have to
Yeah.
find a way to get to the pet parents with healthy dogs and say, don't you love your dog now? We can help you maintain this level of wellness. I
Yeah.
mean, they're all going to
And,
get old.
and I think we've come to accept disease, that senior is related to poor health, that 15 is a long time and 20 is unreachable. That when I raised Great Danes or fostered and adopted Great Danes, that it was normal for 9 to be the average age of a male Great Dane.
Yeah, we do. We accept it
Yeah, because somebody told
because
us.
somebody told us to.
And then we were seeing that pattern repeat. And then people like you and me show up saying, we're learning that there's new options or things we were never taught about.
Yep.
And we get met with that resistance, not just us, but the holistic vet space and so on.
I just remembered something that was part of my turning point. What was that DVD collection that came out on canine cancer?
The truth about cancer.
The truth about that. That was what like floored me.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, we're changing things right now
Yeah.
because the cancer epidemic in our pets, well, it's happening to people now too because
Sure.
I'm part of that generation where we grew up eating everything synthetic
Oh,
and
everything.
you know,
Same.
every
And
every all these
I,
people in their 40s and 50s are getting cancer.
I mean, I've heard for years that the statistic for dogs is like one, excuse me, in 1.2
Really?
for dogs. I heard a
Wow.
statistic recently that now it's 1 in 2 for humans, that 50% of the population will experience the dreaded C diagnosis in their lifetime.
Oh, that just made my heart sink.
It's awful. Unknown caller. It's terrible. So,
Mm.
anyway,
Let's get back to the good fun stuff about alternative medicine.
yeah, I think it's pretty cool and fascinating, right? Totally. So,
It is. And another thing that makes it so, I think it's fun. I know you think it's fun. It's more than just like being focused and, taking the joy out of life. That's not what it is. But it's fascinating to me to sit down and think about everything around us and our environment can be used to help us heal. Weeds in the yard could technically, some of those
well, they're
weeds,
plants. We
well,
call them
yes,
weeds, because,
we call them
right? But
weeds,
yeah,
but they have medicinal
that's
properties.
right. Or mushrooms that are growing in the wild.
Yeah, I gotta start growing my own mushrooms because they're getting expensive to buy.
So I think Dr. Brandt was the first person that I ever heard call it nature's pharmacy, and she spelled it with an F,
Oh, yeah.
nature's pharmacy.
Yep.
And Candace used to say, and Candace has been studying this a really long time, but that if you are in an unaltered natural environment, right, we've destroyed everything around us. We've destroyed the soil, the minerals, the plants,
Yeah.
we've killed everything. But if you find an authentic environment, natural environment, that if there is something poisonous, problematic, etc., that the antidote in plant form is also in that environment within a few feet of the plant that you're worried about.
Yeah.
Now, that means you've got to study and know plant material and all that kind of stuff, but God gave us this plant matter to use. and people have been studying it for centuries.
Yes.
And
Because centuries ago, people weren't getting cancer.
well, and they didn't have doctors in the same way we do today and prescription medications and all that kind of stuff. They
Yeah.
used the environment they lived in.
Yeah. A
And we
po-
can even see that. I mean, one of the milk thistle is a plant, it's weed.
yeah. Weed.
When we think about ticks, there's a plant, it doesn't grow naturally around here, but it's called the Kunzea plant that is a natural deterrent to ticks. Think about, and I don't know,
That's in my spray, actually.
yeah,
Concealer.
I'm not a gardener, but people put things like what is it, marigolds
Uh-huh.
in their gardens because it has a purpose, right? I don't know
Yeah.
what the purpose is, but that's
Dandelion supports the kidneys.
exactly. And we learned this week from Rita Hogan that corn silk does. Who knew?
Yeah,
You
I
know.
know. That was
So,
crazy too.
yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway,
Everything around us can be used to keep us healthy and help us when we're not, and we disregard it too often, I
right.
think.
Instead, we're out spraying glyphosate because we don't like weeds in our yard. I mean, it's
Yeah.
just crazy. So, what else would you add to this discussion? Because we're
Have we
running out
been
of time
have we been rambling?
for an
I
hour.
think this is one of those topics that you and I could sit down though and just talk for days about it.
Sure.
Because it is very frustrating that you just can't tell somebody, "Hey, trust me."
Right.
Maybe, I don't know. I I don't know.
Although I think that's part of the thing for me that got me hooked is I just kept listening. To Candace, to Dr. Nancy, to Dr. Barb, to Jen Sullivan, to Lindsay Elmore, all these young living
Yeah.
people now, right? Now,
Yeah.
Lindsay's moved on, Jen's moved on, blah, blah, blah. Jen's actually a doctor now.
Is she really?
She really is.
That's cool.
Um,
I was
but
always fascinated by how organized her oils were by color. It was great.
oh
Did you
yeah,
ever see that in
yeah,
her
for sure.
videos?
But I would listen to them and I am just fascinated in awe. And as a learning junkie, I'm like, tell me more, tell me more, tell me more. And the more I learned, the more I implemented
Oh,
and saw the results. So, you know,
that's definitely where the disconnect is. I do think that you and I, the people we talk to, they want to believe, but they want proof.
right,
And it's not like medical science. There's not people out there killing animals to prove that a technique works by using an essential oil. That's never going to happen.
right. Same is true with herbs and homeopathy, right?
Yeah.
I just had a thought. What was it? Oh,
I, I,
I say often, even with like essential oils, I used to say with the starter collection, I could touch every system of your body.
yeah.
If you called me today and said I'm having blah 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 with my dog or myself, I'm like, if you had that starter kit, I can get you started until we can get more specific order placed and have those products come in. If you're in a deep state of crisis, you go overnight the stuff, right? But we could get you started today. If you don't have them, your only go-to is urgent care or the emergency vet to get some medication, right? Or the local store that may have some supplementation that is full of synthetics,
Hmm.
So I, I didn't mean for this to become a sales pitch, but I would love for people to have, and this is what was taught in my remedies class. What can you get? What can you have on hand for the most common things that we're all going to, whether it's a first aid, bee sting or the senior dog?
Yeah.
What can you have in your collection that gets you started with most things until we can get a little more customized for the individual?
Right.
So, and now I think, I mean, I've got all the oils in my collection, all of them.
I don't have them all. One of these days I'll fork out the money for rose oil. That's a hard one to swallow. It's so expensive.
I I buy it for myself on Valentine's.
Well, no, that's smart. I do have the rose ointment that they make, and I
Yeah.
love that. I love putting that on my scrapes
And
and
so rose also exists in joy. I
hmm
think there's another blend that has rose in it as well. So if you can't get the actual rose, because I know it's expensive, then get something that has it in there. And
That
then,
must be why I like Joy. I have a bottle of Joy in every room and in my truck. I love
yeah.
Joy.
Well, there you go. So anyway, all right. Anything to wrap us up?
Believe. You believe in so many things. Believe in the power of alternative medicine.
Yeah. And join us for the classes, read the content, participate in the remedies class. You can do it self-paced or,
Yeah.
whatever. But this is
Get
how
in
you're going to
Dana's
start to feel
group and
comfortable.
because people can share their testimonials. You don't have to just look at us and put all of your trust in us. Like
Right,
join these forums and let other people tell you their stories too.
right. And again, not to give a sales pitch because that's never my style, but if you sign up for Young Living with you or me, you automatically get access to people like Candace and
Yeah.
Sherry and Dr. Brand.
Huge network of people with a
There's
plethora
content
of
and
knowledge.
resources and stories galore that are we can't tell publicly,
Yeah.
but buy yourself a bottle of oil, get your membership, and start learning. It's
Yeah.
crazy what I mean. That's how I got, for lack of a better word, truly addicted to all this learning.
Yep.
So,
It's fun too.
yeah,
It's fun to try different things and
right. And even if
experiment.
I have something going on with myself, or I reach a point where I'm like, I know there's something that ought to work, I just haven't found it yet, I can reach out to any of these people, any of these groups, and say, what have you all done? What's your experience? And suddenly
Yeah.
there's a whole new collective of creativity. You're like, I'm off to try that.
Yep.
So,
And I'll throw in there that you and I both are guilty of this. I have so many reference books, it's insane. So if I don't know something, give me an hour and I'll find the answer.
mm-hmm. Yeah. And I'm guilty of people, we'll get on a conference call with some. So, what you put in your questionnaire to me, my brain is instantly spinning with here's what I think, here's what I know, here's what you need to do.
Yeah,
We have the call. I'm going to ask you questions that you're like, what in the world does that have to do with anything?
right.
Right. Well, I have a story I could tell you, and I will in just a second. But people are like, what does that have to do with anything? And I will noodle on that. It might be 24, 48, 72 hours, and some little light bulb's going to go off, and I'm going to come back to you and say, here's your strategy.
Yep.
You're going to be like, she's lost her mind. She's lost her ever loving mind.
Yeah.
But
I'm not good. I'm not good on on coming up with things off the cuff. I'm good
yeah,
at
I have
being,
to think about them and put the story together and
yeah.
all that. And so I was on a call this week with Dr. Ruth, and there's this young puppy, young dog who's got some health issues. Um, the group started troubleshooting. Dr. Ruth started troubleshooting. In that conversation, uh, this person, health coach, who's also learning, says this dog was born with no teeth, never grew teeth in the back. They've done x-rays. There was never a root. There was never anything that was going to become a tooth.
Hmm.
So what does that trigger in your brain? Bone issues.
Yeah, bone issues.
What does Chinese medicine tell us when something's missing? There's a deficiency.
Mm-hmm.
What is the deficiency of bone? It affects the kidneys.
Oh, see,
The
I
kidney,
would have had to look that up.
the kidney gene is deficient.
Right.
So
That's
now
with
we're
yin and
looking at a
yang.
puppy. Yeah, so we're looking at a puppy who has a deficiency that we know from birth that if we don't do something about to support it now and into the future, we'll have additional problems.
So did that trigger them to have the kidneys checked?
It's less about, I mean, they will, but it's less about the kidney itself and that energetic frequency of Chinese medicine and what we need to do to support that body.
Yeah,
It's fascinating.
but very fascinating.
My mind went, wow.
I know. I have so many questions.
Exactly.
Like, tell me about the other puppies in the litter. Tell me about the bitch and the sire. Like,
Exactly.
something happened somewhere
Correct.
to create. It's because it's not a genetic mutation. It's not
Right.
like a deformed limb or something.
Right.
Like, that's way beyond deformity.
Yeah.
Wow.
Fascinating. And it was only because we were digging and troubleshooting, and she said, oh, by the way, this dog never had any teeth. We'll never have teeth,
Wow.
the back teeth. Anyway, it was the whole thing. And so, as much as we look at, can you search something on Chat GDP? Would you have ever had Chat GDP ask you enough questions to get to the point about his teeth? No.
It may now that we've talked about it with our
It might.
computers on.
It might.
Yeah, watch. We'll both be getting ads for
Dental care.
oh yeah.
Yep.
Oh,
Anyway,
what was the other thing you thought of when you were telling that story? You said I'll come back to that.
that was it, wasn't it? The teeth?
Oh, maybe it was.
Yeah, that was it.
I don't know what I was doing 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, okay. All right, friends, we're going to wrap this up. So if you need to reach out to Angela, she's at
456 Canine Coach. That would be number 4, number 5, number 6, spelled out CANINECOACH at gmail.com.
There you go. And I'm Dana Brigman. I have the Well-Oiled Canine, which is a function of the Canine Coach Carolinas, so as not to be confused, but that's the legal business name is the Canine Coach Carolinas. And I keep trying to decide if I'm going to blend those two back together, but they're really completely different in their focus. So,
They are.
yeah.
It's
So,
just it's because you know so much.
anyway, you folks have a lovely day. And if you need to reach us or troubleshoot or have questions or want to buy that bottle of rose oil, give
Or
us a
have
call.
an awesome story to tell.
Yeah, we love stories. And we would love to have you on the call with us too.
Yes. I don't always like hearing my own voice. I want to hear someone else's voice once in a
Yeah, but
while.
we're so good at it. Bye, everybody.
To Dogsplaining, we know you've got a lot of choices when it comes to dog advice. We appreciate you trusting us to keep it honest and helpful.
If today's episode helped you understand your dog's needs more clearly, share it with someone who may also need to hear it. And don't forget to follow or subscribe wherever you get your podcasts.
For more resources, visit us online or join the conversation in our community. We'll be back soon with more insight into your dog's behavior, health, and wellness. Questions welcome, and we love guests.
Until then, keep listening to Dog Spoil.